Hi everybody, welcome to Dentist Sense. On this channel, we talk about fragrances that I actually wear. We review fragrances not based on hype or shelf candy. These are real world scents that we actually wear. Um, we are continuing with our series of office appropriate fragrances, and today we will be talking about Penhaligon's Changing Constance. Hopefully this Penhaligon Changing Constance. Um, this name is very fitting because there's a backstory to it. When we got this, shortly thereafter, my wife got pregnant, and for a while there, she couldn't stand the smell of it. So what happened is we ended up putting it in the back of the rotation. Fast forward a few years later, once it's all gone, kid is practically grown up. Guess what? Now it's back in the rotation and it's one of those, fan favorites. What about the scent profile? So the scent profile is one of those that Penhaligon doesn't list their notes, but just based off of the history and usage, the smell, you can actually tell a few notes here and there. The top notes are cardamom and pimento. Now this is warm, this is not too sharp, very well tailored, smooth and clean, very controlled. Now when you talk about the hot notes, salted caramel is what stands out in this. It makes it very sweet, but very restrained, very creamy and polished. It feels more luxurious than it actually sounds. But yes, this is one of the notes that it's very well polished, very well put together. Now, when it comes to the dry down, there's vanilla, there's cashmere, and there's touch of tobacco. It creates that soft finish to it. Everything feels intentional. Nothing feels excessive. Nothing feels like it's synthetic, but it just feels real expensive and feels real luxurious, if you catch my drift. It's one of those that don't really announce themselves, but when it comes to performance wise, its longevity, you can get up to 5 hours out of it. It stays close to the skin, and on the skin you can get up to 5 hours, but it stays close to the skin. The sillage is not too loud. It's not loud if you're looking for one that complements getter. This is not it. This kind of stays close to the skin, and it gives a sense of that close proximity. It allows you to kind of project in a close area. So it's not one that's gonna fill the room, but it's one that's gonna make people notice, especially those who are closer to you. Now, is it office safe? I'll say yes, it is office space, just because it's not too loud. It's very beautiful put together. It's very well professional. Um, the projection control makes it to the extent where you can actually, be in a tight, close room, but not dominate the room. The office environments for meetings, for interviews, in the corporate setting, it just feels like CEO just walked past you and you just smelled it, but it doesn't fill the room. That's one of those things that I like about this. I recommend 2 to 3 sprays for the most part, especially if you're in a closed room setting. Now, if you want it to be loud and project, you can definitely up the spray 5, 6. That'll do it. But for the most part, if you want to maintain that office spray setting, you want to keep it at 2, maybe 3 at the most. Now, when to wear this? Let's talk about maybe spring, fall, according to the websites that I've looked at. But for me personally, I've used it during summertime, wintertime, sometimes just because, in Florida, winter is really not that deep. So um, it's one of those that you can pretty much pull anytime that you want. Where to wear it to, casual occasions, coffee dates, quiet dinner, you know, environment that's very well restrained and very well elegant. You know, it just depends on where you're going. You know, you guys know. My thoughts on this is performance-wise, it's not. There are better ones out there that will perform longer, that would you know, project longer if that's what you're looking for. But you know, if you're looking for office sense and continue with the office sense, this will be one that would definitely, you know, be in the rotation or definitely stand out when it comes to office fragrances. Changing Constance from the house of Penhaligon. So again, if you know you have if you tried it, let me know in the comments. If you are definitely looking at trying it, you can also let me know. And if you or if you have one that you have tried and you want us to talk about, please leave that in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll catch you up in my next video. Bye bye.